the second day of the work week. Hello and welcome everybody this Tuesday night to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell and we're going short track racing with the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series Chase Round number 2. If you tuned in last week, it was a great race at Michigan. Your series points leader, Dalton Baldwin, going to try to hold on. He had a bad finish last week. Willie got what it takes to be at the front of the line when that checkered flag falls here tonight. Only time can tell. We've got 150 laps of Gen 6 race action coming at you tonight. We are going to go live to the Star Spangled Banner when we come back. Some great racing, and these guys are still trying to figure out this track. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in a few.
Ready. Showtime. One, two, three, four. More bang for your buck.
It's Tuesday night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. We are in action with the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series Chase Round number 2 here at Iowa Speedway. And it is that Dalton Baldwin just had a bad finish last week in Michigan, but currently leads 1 point over Glenn Murphy Jr. Murphy Jr. has the fast time here tonight. Will he have what it takes to be at the front when that checkered flag falls? Just about 25 seconds remaining in qualifying time. Let's take a look at the race information for tonight. Your track information and weather information on the screen. 9/10 of a mile track here at Iowa Speedway. Weather information, 72 degrees in the air, 93% humidity, partly cloudy, and a nice 72 down there on the pavement. It's going to be a great night of race action. 150 laps of that Gen 6 Sprint Cup car race action coming at you, folks. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and I'll be bringing this action to you as it unfolds through every single turn of every single lap. Looks like qualifications have come to a close, or they're going to begin. That was just a mere practice. Boy, thought we were about to go to the grid, but it looks like they got 3 laps of their best qualification time to put down to determine where they're going to start this race. talking about some things coming up in the Digital Forge Broadcast Network lineup. Tomorrow we are going to be on the iRacing Live portal with the Modified Madness Tour and the CRA Championship Racing Association League. Two types and two classes of cars battling out on short track racing. Tomorrow we will be at Linear. It was a great race last week at New Smyrna. Can only imagine how it's going to pan out for Kyle Barnes and that crew tomorrow. Coming up Thursday, if you like road racing, we are going to be going road racing at Silverstone with the Precision Racing League as they will kick off their intermediate American Championship iRacing Series. The Formula Renault 2.0 cars will be battling out there. Friday night, 4 leagues, 1 series, 3 cars, 5 tracks. That is the Interleague Championship Racing Series will be taking place Friday night at 10 p.m. If you have not done so already, folks, make sure you hit that subscribe button out there in YouTube so you'll stay in the know as to when we go live. You can always find everything on and more information on our website at forgebroadcasting.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/digitalforgebroadcasting. Talking about the top 5 right now in points coming into tonight is Dalton Baldwin, Glenn Murphy Jr., Michael Tant, Chris Ostrander, and Cameron Hearn. The return of the Hearn actually made it into the chase, dealing with a mid-series suspension, was able to gain enough points and slide up into that chase. Top 15 drivers were taken, folks, last week, and they continue on to round 2. As we take a look at our schedule, and I tell you what, it is a brutal schedule for a chase race, to say the least. You think you're just going to get some nice, easy tracks once you get up into the chase race. No, not at Anarchy Motorsports, folks. These guys, living up to the name Anarchy, took you at the first round to a 2-mile track, second round going right down to a 9/10 of a mile track, and I tell you what, next week, we're going road racing at Sonoma. Boy, does this schedule look pretty brutal. So that will come up next week, Sonoma. It's going to be about 35 laps of road race action with these Gen 6 cars. Going back in time to the circa 2007 Daytona track, that'll come up on the 28th. On July 5th, the Brickyard 175, 70 laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And rounding out the series, the championship race coming on July 12th at Kentucky. So that'll be 125 laps at one of the most bumpiest tracks out there on the NASCAR circuit. Although you can't say that now, as they did get a recent repave job done over the winter. And earlier this spring, they got a lot of the turns repaved, so not yet implemented in iRacing, so these guys will still have to endure that bumpiness. Just waiting on the final moments here of qualifying. Still have a few drivers, Mike Springer being one of them out on the track, Ryan Cobb. Also formerly known as Race Director Ryan, has decided to join the guys on the field for the Chase Series. Got to race in the All-Star race as a former series champion. And it looks like Springer's qualifications have come to a close, and Cobb is just finishing up. Tonight's race is taking a look at the name, 9-3 Productions 150 is what they're calling this officially, this second round chase race here at Iowa. And it looks like qualifications have come to a close. We're going to move down to the grid and get you that action here. Unfortunately, I have to kick this on for a second. Apologies. iRacing, for some reason, does not want to recognize sound. So unfortunately, there we go. All right. Apologize for the technical mishap, but we are ready to move down to the grid. Drivers will be starting down inside the pit here at Iowa as we make our way down there. Your pole sitter here tonight is that number 12 Fago car at his home track last week. The Michigan driver, Kevin Trzynski, will start on the pole. To the outside of him, that number 67, that is Cameron Hearn. Carolina driver running that Peachtree Pools car, trying to have some good luck with that. Number 87 of Craig Embry back there in third position. Illinois' driver will try to do what he can to get as high up in the points as he can going into next week. Said he really is looking forward to that Sonoma race. The 51 of the UCF Chevrolet, that is the Florida driver. Ryan Cobb will be starting in fourth position. That number 26 car will round out your top five. That is Mike Johnson, Mid-South driver in that Code Red Mountain Dew car. To his outside, you have the Turtle himself, known for that Martinsville race, Chris the Turtle Ostrander in that Budweiser Chevrolet will be starting sixth. 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. back there in seventh in that Lowe's Jimmy Johnson Chevrolet tribute paint scheme. The number 8 of Randy Arms will be back there in 10th position as I jumped one too many back. So backing up to 9th, that is Dalton Baldwin. He'll be starting that Children's Dream Racer Toyota Camry. That is your series points leader, folks. Just 1 point ahead of Glenn Murphy Jr. Again, this is the Wood Warrior Project Cup Series Chase Race number 2 in Iowa. I've got a total of, taking a look at it now, 26 cars on the track tonight. Cars set to go into the pits. As it passes Sunoco fuel sign into the pits, here we go. Trzynski.
Green, green, green.
They work their way into turn number 1 of lap number 2. Through turn 2 now, Cameron Hearn to the outside of Craig Embry will settle up in third position. A little bit of connection problems with the 12 of Kevin Trzynski as he works his way through the low line of turn number 3, fanning it out in 4 towards the wall down the front stretch. He'll hang on to the race lead, the 87 of Craig Embry, just about 2/10 of a second behind the number 12. They begin to bunch up in the first turn, as now the 26 of Johnson looks towards the inside of Ryan Cobb as they head down towards turn number 3. Tires are warming up, and here comes the 67 of Cameron Hearn. Hearn really looking to the inside as Embry looks to the inside of Trzynski. Glenn Murphy Jr. on the move, back in 6th position. Looking to the inside of Michael Johnson. Here they come towards turn number 3. And the 48 Chevrolet Lowe's machine of Glenn Murphy Jr. works that inside of turn 3. But it's going to be some momentum on the high side for Mike Johnson as they cross that start-finish line into lap number 5. The number 4 Dream Dreamster Toyota Camry of Dalton Baldwin to the outside of Glenn Murphy Jr. These guys have been battling up around the points lead. That is your series points leader to the outside of your number 2 in the points. As Baldwin looks to go around, and our first caution comes out for the night. And it looks like Dylan Landry is going to be involved in this one. Landry switching up numbers, going with the 86 number here tonight. We'll go back and take a look at the replay. As we get it down closer, that Under Armour Chevrolet is just going to get loose. And take a look at that behind the 84 car getting loose as well. That's Stephen Landry. So both Landrys must be running the same setup as they got loose coming out of turn number 2. There's a good look at it. Stephen Landry was able to recover down on the apron as Dylan's going to go out of the picture, still continuing to spin. Take you on board with the 86 as he goes through turn 3. So he's going to come out of turn number 2 and get loose. The rear end just comes right around. You can see some of the marbles shaving off that tire. Take a look at the left side of the screen, folks. The new digital dashboards that were recently implemented in an iRacing update. So we move our driver information out of the way. You see the new digital dash that was made effective, a rule to be used in the 2016 NASCAR season. Testament to iRacing and their ability to keep the sim as lifelike as possible. I was able to implement that the same season that it was revealed, so kudos to iRacing. As the pace car comes out of turn number 4, be on lap number 9. We'll get you a top 5 rundown. Top 5 in your bottom left: Kevin Trzynski, Craig Embry, Cameron Hearn, Ryan Cobb, and Dalton Baldwin now moving his way through the field. Out of the 8 laps completed, no lead changes, 1 caution. Pace car heads into turn 3. Light should be coming off this time around. Should be back green on lap number 11. car through 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to be Craig Embry to the outside of the 12 of Kevin Trzynski. When we go back green, Cameron Hearn and Brian Cobb will be in that front 4. Pace cars into turn number 4 as it rounds that Sunoco fuel sign. Set to go into the pits this time around. There it goes. Trzynski, Embry up front.
Green flag, green flag.
There's the green flag. We are back to the race on lap number 11. Nice inside pass of Craig Embry to the inside of Kevin Trzynski as they go through turns 1 and 2. It looks like the outside line is holding that momentum here tonight. And you can see Craig Embry dive it down into turn number 3, trying to work that inside groove. Check out the momentum out of turn number 4. There goes Kevin Trzynski. And with him, Cameron Hearn was able to move up into second position. And it looks like Scott Tucker involved in this one, the 00 car. Let's go back and take a look. Realtree Chevrolet, Scott Tucker is going to get loose on the entry to turn number 3. Car will actually spin around. Just a simple loose move, but we'll take you on board. Let you catch the action. Idea of that high line here tonight. Really working well. Some of the guys up front. And there goes the 00. Rear end just getting loose. No contact made with other drivers. Get it spun around. Of tonight's race, these drivers trying to figure out this very interesting 9/10 of a mile track. We'll take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more race action for you. Stand by, folks. We'll be back right after this.
for some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSLeague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSLeague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSLeague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSLeague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSLeague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
Holding on to that race lead, just 0.3 of a second out in front of the 67 of Cameron Hearn. Nice little side-by-side battle between Craig Embry, who's going to get a little bit loose. Dalton Baldwin will go around and pick up 4th position. Embry, the 87, trying to hold on to the top 5, but here comes Randy Arms. He's going to come up right in front of the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. now to the inside of Dylan Landry. Landry now working his way towards the bumper of Randy Arms. Nice little battle back here around 6th position. Everything will get fanned out into a single file line except Dalton Baldwin, who looks to the inside of Cameron Hearn. Down across that start-finish line towards turn number 1. Nearly made some contact in turn number 2. Here comes Craig Embry. Little momentum to the inside. Ryan Cobb running that wall through turn number 4. Will not have enough to be able to challenge Trzynski this time around. Into lap number 22 they go. Baldwin yet again. Almost making contact with the 67 of Cameron Hearn through turn number 2. The top 7 drivers pretty much in a nice gap line. Let's jump back to 8th position where Glenn Murphy Jr. has a nice sizable gap between him and Clay Dildine. Dildine back in 9th position. Right behind him, the number 73 of Chris Ostrander. And the 74 of Vern Bradley. Followed by Philip Neese. Neese looks to the inside of Bradley through turn number 3. Trying to work that Ford Fusion, not going to be able to do it. That high line here tonight has the momentum, and here comes Shaquille Ray. One of the late season All-Stars, I'm going to call him that. That 85 car is a rocket. And he takes that Auto Trader Ford Fusion to the outside of Philip Neese, and he's going to get loose. Oh, a little bit of contact made with Michael Tan. Lots of drivers. Oh, and
right,
Michael
man,
Tan luckily able to get down pit road. Take a look at the damage on that Napa machine. We go back and take a look at a replay on Shaquille Ray. Happened to catch it live. We'll get you down closer to the action. So there is Ray getting loose as we slow down the camera for you. Almost a dirt track drift right through turn 3 into turn 4. Stephen Landry worried about a possible regrip, so he slams on his brake in that AC Delco machine up high. Here comes Michael Tant, applying those ARCA brakes right to the 85 of Shaquille Ray. See if we can get you another perspective. It's a little too far back. Let's jump over to camera 3. John Joyce going spinning around, and Ray is going to come right up into the side, or should say, make some contact there with Tim Sandelin. John Alla is in that live wire 14 machine right behind him. And that's a lot of contact. So let's go back and take a look on board with that 86 machine. Or 85, I should say. Nice little inside work into turn number 1 to get in the inside of Philip Neese through turn number 2. He's going to get loose here in 3. The contact with Michael Tan. Contact with Tim Sandelin. You can hear the continued contact behind him. John Joyce working that apron to get around all the hoopla. On board with the number 12 machine, Fago car. That is Kevin Trzynski. See if we can get a driver interview for you. Kevin Trzynski, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Pole sitter here tonight, coming off of a good race at your home track in Michigan last week. Tonight you find yourself in Iowa. A little bit shorter of a track, about 1.1 miles shorter than where we were at last week. How's the car handling tonight?
It's a little bit loose here off the corner, especially in turn 2. Can get tight a little bit if I drive it in a little hot, but I also can get it loose if I get on the brakes too much. But other than that, car's handling pretty well.
Any particular drivers you're going to keep an eye out for?
The Cameron Hearn, the guy right behind me. He's always fast, so I just got to keep him behind me, and so far I'm doing pretty well.
Any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Let's go win racing.
All right. Well, best of luck to you in the laps to come there, Kevin.
Thank you.
Kevin Trzynski, the number 12 machine, on board with him. See if we can get one more driver interview here. Just looking at driver availability here as they go through turn number 4. Not sure we're going to be able to have one this time around. So Michael Tan getting the wave around as lights go off the base car. We'll move back green on lap number 31. Top 5 rundown as it stands. Trzynski, Hearn, Cobb, Baldwin, and Murphy. Base car taking him into turn number 3. Will be set to go to the pits. Point of the 4th turn. There goes the pace car. Trzynski, Hearn, up front. Back to the green. It's a battle. Cameron Hearn to the inside.
Caution is out.
Of Kevin Trzynski. John Joyce nowhere to go. And Kevin Trzynski is going to get loose as he mentioned it in turn number 2. Let's go back and take a look at this replay. Cameron Hearn was working that inside lower groove of all places tonight. Take a look at this right there. Trzynski, Cobb, nowhere to go, will slam the door side part of the car. John Joyce to add insult to injury in that Castrol machine. Mike Johnson able to get on the brakes. Rear end of that car slammed up. Take a look at that. Just trying to overdrive it in the turn, and he gets himself into the wall in some driver contact. Caution here, time. Let's take a look at the summary statistics. 33 laps completed, 3 lead changes, 4 cautions now. Cameron Hearn, the 67 Peachtree Pools Chevrolet, takes the race lead. And series points leader Dalton Baldwin behind him, and second man in points, the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. This is the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series Chase Round 2 here in Iowa. We'll take a short commercial break. We'll be back.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
cautions as we get back to green. We are back under the yellow. Looks like Clay Dildine was involved in this one. Go back and take a look at the replay. So we'll have to back it up just a little bit from there. So here is the restart. Watching the 24 of Clay Dildine, middle part of your screen. Dylan Landry going to come to the inside of Clay Dildine and turn that Chevrolet. The Imran Elite machine will go spinning out. And that's going to bring out caution number 5 here in Iowa. One more time, we're going to take you on board with the 85 of Dylan Landry. 86. Got him and Shaquille Ray mixed up tonight. Vern Bradley in that 74 machine, Amco machine, barely missing Clay Dildine. So Cameron Hearn able to hold on to that race lead here on lap number 41. Three total lead changes now as the caution count goes up by 1. See if we can hop on board with the 67 and get an interview for you. Looking to go on board with that 67 Peachtree Pools machine, Cameron Hearn. This is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Well, the lights are off that pace car. I apologize. Quick shout out you'd like to give and tell us how the car's handling real quick.
Mom and Dad watching me. The car's handling loose. Everybody's handling loose, but I feel like we got a fast car. Hopefully you see me at victory lane.
All right. Best of luck to you, bud.
Thank you.
Short track racing, it's hard to get replays and interviews in a timely manner.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 33. Dalton Baldwin now to the inside of Cameron Hearn will take over the race lead as Glenn Murphy Jr. gets to the bumper of the 67 out of turn number 2. Here they come down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Notice how these drivers are staying up in the mid part of the turn. That is your momentum line here tonight. Into lap number 45 they go. The number 4 Dream Racers Toyota of Dalton Baldwin out to a 0.2 of a second lead, and we've got another caution flag here tonight. Going to pick on the 73 of Ostrander as he's back there in 25th position. I believe this one's going to go back to Scott Tucker. 00 machine, second time here tonight, spinning through turn number 3. Fortunately not able to keep it down on the apron. And will go down to pit road, and I believe he has retired his car for the evening. Taking a look. 45 laps, now 46 laps completed. 4 lead changes, 6 total cautions here at Iowa. Drivers trying to figure out this track and race hard at the same time. Plenty of race action to come, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSleague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSleague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSleague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSleague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSleague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
Welcome back to Iowa. Lights should be coming off the pace car this time around. Dalton Baldwin up front. Seven total cautions here in the first 54 laps of this race. 4 lead changes. Car into the pits. The green flag's back in the air on lap 56. As we take a look up at the front, the battle between Dylan Landry and Dalton Baldwin through the back straightaway into turn number 3. Just 0.2 of a second gap separating the 4 from the 86. Crossing over into lap number 58. And we've got a big pile up in turn number 4. A lot of damage down there on the 8 of Randy Arms. Let's go back and take a look. So Glenn Murphy Jr., Craig Embry, Clay Dildine, and a car, Michael Johnson, running that. That's impressive. Running that car on the wall like that. And Randy Arms, wow, take a look at that number 8 machine. He's going to go side over side. Going to make contact with the wall. Luckily, the safer barrier's there. And Michael Johnson's still driving that car down the wall. Clay Dildine have a lot of damage. Ryan Cobb involved in it. Michael Tant looks like he's going to come out of it a little bit loose. 83 in the mix. That is Nick Dykstra, the third. It's going to be spun around. We see the 77 down there. That is Mason Rogers. Definitely tell the drivers that have practiced all week for this track and those who probably just showed up to race. So we take a look at the summary statistics, folks. 58 laps completed, 8 total cautions, 4 lead changes. that pace car. We're set to go racing. Lap number 63 will be back in action. Landry in the 86 Under Armour machine will be to the outside of the number 4 of Dalton Baldwin. If my cameras want to cooperate here. Pace car set to go into the pits. Green flag flies. We're back to the race on lap 63.
Caution is out.
Looks like this one's going to start with Cameron Hearn in the 67 Peachtree Chevrolet. A lot of damage down there on that car. Back it up just a little bit further. Going back to the restart, we're going to see what happened here. Drivers like Craig Embry there, for a good example, making a 3 wide before turn number 1, pretty much driving like there's 1 lap to go. Look at him pass through. And Clay Dildine is where it's going to be at. So Cameron Hearn just happened to be behind the 24 of Dildine. Dildine, not sure if he just snapped or what it was through turn 4. Definitely a caution-filled night here tonight, folks. In the first 65 laps of this race, 9 total cautions, 4 lead changes. If anybody's got a shot of whiskey, I'll take it up here in the booth. Top 5, Dalton Baldwin, Dylan Landry, Thomas Conheady now moving up there into the 3rd slot. Craig Embry and Vern Bradley. Although, I will tell you what, folks, I did criticize Craig Embry for making a 3 wide before turn number 1, but he did move through that field pretty clean, so kind of retract my negative comment there. We'll make it a neutral comment. Typically, you don't want to make those kind of moves until the last part of a race, considering we haven't hit the second half yet. Probably would like to save that aggression for later down the road and play the patience game at this point, considering how many cautions we've had tonight. But I'll tell you what, folks, what you're seeing here tonight is an atypical race for this league. Typically, these guys run really well, but there was a wrench in the cogs in this lineup, and that's called Iowa Speedway. Coming from a 2-mile track down to a 9/10 of a mile track. A lot of these drivers trying to figure this out. Typically, I wouldn't find Gen 6 cars here at Iowa. So this is kind of stepping out of the norm. Hence why it's an atypical race for the Anarchy Motorsports Series. Pace car approaching the start-finish line going into lap number 68. Not sure they could even implement a single-file restart here, as we'd pretty much take up the whole track. Lights come off the pace car. Dalton Baldwin to the inside of Dylan Landry. Thomas Conheady to the inside of Craig Embry. That'll be your front four when we go back green on lap 69. We've got some Christmas lights action going on down there. Possibly iRacing issues. Not exactly sure what is going on down there.
Alright, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not
Lights
going
have
green.
come back on the pace car. Ladies and gentlemen, at this part of the race, I'd like to welcome you to the Twilight Zone, where you think you're watching a race, cars disappearing, coming back. And not exactly sure what has happened here. Going to see if we can get an interview with a league admin at the moment here, see if we can bring him in. Chris Ostrander's in the booth with me here. Chris, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, I think.
So,
I'm looking at a Christmas tree now with all the cars blinking.
Yeah, we happen to see
they all
that.
disappeared. I think I'm going to fall through. I'm not sure if everybody else did or what.
So this looks like it's going to be an iRacing server issue then.
Yeah, we had that in the trucks last night, and everybody rejoined, and we got everybody back on the lead lap, the people that were on the lead lap. We'll have to wait and see.
Right.
I don't know. Okay, I fell through, so I'm backing out.
All right. Well, appreciate the information there, Chris. Thank you for stopping by in the booth.
10-4.
Well, folks, don't know what to exactly make of this one. iRacing servers had an update last night going into week 1 of the next season, week 13 coming to a close. Tuesdays are update days, but looks like servers decided they wanted to update. We will be on standby for a few moments here. If not, pretty much might call it a night. Got halfway through the race tonight. Race statistics in your left, 67 laps completed. 4 lead changes, 9 total cautions. The results where it stood: Dalton Baldwin, Dylan Landry, Thomas Conheady, Craig Embry, Vern Bradley, Philip Neese, Randy Arms, Mike Johnson, John Joyce, and Mike Springer in your top 10. Folks, this is the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, experiencing some iRacing server issues here this Tuesday night. Like I said, we'll be on standby, but anything happens, you can catch us tomorrow on the iRacing Live website with the Modified Madness Tour and the CRA Race Action. They will be up there with their 2 types of modifieds, the Tours and the SKs, battle it out at Lanier. Thursday night, Silverstone with the Precision Racing League will be in action. Open in that series, the Intermediate Racing Series will open up this Thursday, and on Friday, the Interleague Championship Racing Series, race number 6, Gen 6 cars at Talladega. You definitely want to tune in for that. You can always find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Digital Forge Broadcasting. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and if we don't see you, we'll see you tomorrow night. and gentlemen, this Tuesday night at Iowa. What a night it has been with a little bit of connection problems. Getting a clean slate in cautions. Drivers are going to realign themselves back up to where they were at before the server went down, and we are going to go back racing here in just a moment. If you are still tuning in, catching us here this Tuesday, appreciate it. As the drivers are making their way around the track, folks, appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Had a chance to make a beer run in the midst of this server going down, so I think we are going to be doing well when it all comes back to the green. Dalton Baldwin was out to the front with Dylan Landry behind him, Thomas Conheady in third, Craig Emery fourth, Vern Bradley fifth, Philip E. sixth, Michael Johnson was in seventh but has not returned, so Randy Arms and that 8 car will pick up 7th position. John Joyce into 8th, Mike Springer 9th, and Ryan Cobb moves into the top 10. Looks like we're still going to have a few more moments here, folks. Get yourself a cold beverage, a hot meal, something. When we go back racing, we got half a race to complete yet. Tonight's race being so iconic, the Goodyear blimp made its debut here at Iowa for this race. Cars look like they're beginning to bunch up. Let's get you down close to the field. Lights are off that pace car. Lap 77 is where we will resume here this evening. Again, folks, I'm Dustin Caldwell, being up here in the booth, bringing you that play-by-play or race quarter-by-quarter action. This is the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series Chase Round number 2 at Iowa. Pace car set to go into the pits, this time by passing that Sunoco fuel sign. Pace car into the pits. Dalton Baldwin, Dylan Landry up front.
Green, green, green.
Green flag flies. We are back to the race.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
And continuing on with tonight's theme. Getting a full lap completed before the yellow flag comes out. Glenn Murphy Jr. possibly involved in this. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Murphy Jr. able to get onto the apron and around the gentleman that wrecked. Stephen Landry, one of the drivers that spun out, has been looking pretty loose out of turn number 2 all night long. Drivers just really excited to get back to the race. We'll take a short commercial break. We come back, more race action to come your way. This is the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network coverage of the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series Chase Round number 2 here at Iowa. We'll be back.
Some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSleague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSleague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSleague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSleague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSleague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
Lights are off that pace car. Welcome back to Iowa, folks. Bets being taken now out in Las Vegas to see if they get a full lap completed. Back under the yellow. Golden Baldwin, Dylan Landry up front, Craig Embry and Thomas Conheady your front four. Pace car will be set to go into the pits in turn number 4. There it goes.
Green flag.
And the green flag's back in the air. Those of you that anticipated a caution, you just lost your bet as we watched the 86 of Dylan Landry behind the 4 of Dalton Baldwin down the back straightaway here on lap number 84. The 87 of Craig Embry back there in third position, just 0.2 of a second behind the 86 of Landry. Coming down the front stretch, Baldwin leading the herd, and there is a caution flag coming out. Shock it up to the 74 of Vern Bradley. Let's go back and take a look. Out of turn number 4, the Amco Chevrolet spins around. Vern Bradley bringing out caution number 10 here tonight. As we jump on board with that Children's Dream Racer Toyota Camry of Dalton Baldwin. Hopefully we can get a driver interview. Dalton Baldwin, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Well, up front here tonight, 10 total cautions so far. What can you tell us about how their car's handling at this track?
It's really loose if you try and drive it really hard, which is why we're probably seeing a lot of cautions. Of course, it's a really tough track. It's hard to pass. Outside lane is the lane to be at, so pass on the bottom is nearly impossible. I'm sure it's exciting to watch, but out here doing the facelifts isn't all that fun. But hopefully we can get back together here. We got a time limit on this race, and we're etching close to it. So I'm hoping we can just get some green flag laps in here and finish it out.
So there actually is a race scheduled for tonight, not an advertisement session on these cars, right?
Yeah, we have. We definitely have a time limit. The race is only allotted 2 hours, so we only have about 37 minutes until that 2 hours is up.
All right. Well, is there any shout-outs you'd like to give for your current position up front?
Yeah, I'd like to, always support Children's Dream Racer. They're an awesome organization, foundation. We do a lot of work. We just put a Children's Dream Racer in a Children's Hospital in Atlanta, and they loved it. They actually want another one. So it's always cool to see the smile on the kids' faces when we put those in there. It's a nice little distraction from them being in the hospital dealing with, all the hard times they're dealing with. So if you can ever give Children's Dream Racer a shout out, a look at, donation, anything helps, that'd be great. I also want to thank Advanced Auto Parts and BG Oil Products. They help me out a lot in my real life racing, and you're sticking around doing a great job on this broadcast. We had a little bit of issue there, so I want to thank everyone who's watching, you and all the league members for staying around and sticking out that little issue we had, and everyone did a great job on it.
All right, well, best of luck to you in the laps to come, and hopefully we can beat this thing underneath the time limit.
Yeah, all right, thanks, man.
Dalton Baldwin, your current race leader, the number 4 Children's Dream Racer Toyota Camry. Again, folks, take a look to the bottom left. That is the digital dashboard that was recently installed in these cars with the iRacing update that came Monday night. Hence why we might be having a little bit of issues with these servers. Into lap 89 they go. The lights have come off that base car. It'll be lap number 90 when the green flag flies. Baldwin and Landry up front, followed by Embry and Cobb. Mike Springer and Cameron Hearn back there in 5th and 6th positions. Into the pits it goes. Baldwin, Landry up front.
Green flag,
Green flags back in the air on lap number 90.
Caution is out.
Well, if you lost your first bet, you just regained your money. Glenn Murphy Jr. looks to be involved in this one. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. Trzynski gonna spin and nowhere for that 48 to go, but to the side. Trzynski down to pit road. He was our pole sitter here tonight. Currently sitting 6 laps down, will be towed back to the pits. Cautions in 92 laps. Key word here tonight, loose. Turns 2 and 4 being the problem makers for these drivers. Drivers trying to overdrive the car and unfortunately spins them out as we see Chris Ostrander going down pit road, Tim Sandlin. And it looks like Lance Carpenter as well will go down pit road. This guy the wave around king. More often than not, this guy has gotten a wave around the pace car more than the fans waving at the pace car. Will now go down pit road and probably need another wave around the pace car. Top 5 as it stands. Dalton Baldwin, Craig Embry, Dylan Landry, Ryan Cobb, and Cameron Hearn. Interesting fact about the 87 of Craig Embry, folks. Found out the other day, this guy actually holds a Guinness World Record. That's right. The 87 of Craig Embry holds the Guinness World Record for most ping pong balls he can hold in his mouth. Don't ask me how he discovered that talent, but he's able to fit 15 to 20 ping pong balls in his mouth. But the guy does not like to talk that much, ironically. So the term big mouth is applied elsewhere. Talking about the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, a few veterans we got out there on the field. John Joyce served back in the late 60s and early 70s. As we want to give a shout out to all veterans, active and non-active. Definitely thank you for your service, and especially thank you to the Wounded Warrior Project for the great work you do keeping our veterans.
Green flag.
And unfortunately, I'm behind the times. Let's get back up and take it. Turn one they go. Dalton Baldwin working his way through the midpoint. Through turn number 2 will be out in front of the 87 of Craig Emery by 0.3 of a second down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Ryan Cobb trying to hold off that 67 of Cameron Hearn, the 86 of Dylan Landry. Looking solid back there in 5th position.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And Stephen Landry, cousin to Dylan. A lot of damage on that 84 as well as the 50 of Michael Tan. Let's go back and take a look at a replay on that 50 machine. So behind Lance Carpenter and that 16 Pepsi machine, there goes Michael Tan and John Ollis. Oh, wow, that's a hard hit. Tan trying to avoid the incident and actually gets involved in the incident. So John Ellis looks like he's going to turn Stephen Landry. Let's go back and take a look on board here with the 84. See how loose it is. Stephen Landry's been getting loose out of turn 2 all night, and take a look at that. So the 84 of Landry was getting loose prior to the contact with John Ollis. Will now make his way down pit road. As they cross the start-finish line, we finally make it into the triple digits. 12 total cautions here tonight. It says 5, but we had some prior to the session crashing. Jeff Wood joining us out there in the YouTube chat saying, long night indeed, sir. painful thing to a league administrator than having a night like tonight would probably be acupuncture. 12 needles stuck into this race tonight. With 50 laps to go, we are up against a time limit. Each league session is given about 2 hours to complete the race. Combined with server issues here tonight, these guys in their 12 cautions trying to get all the remaining laps in. It'll be 48 to go. We go back green as now the lights have come off that Mustang iRacing pace car. Dalton Baldwin, Craig Embry up front, Ryan Cobb, Cameron Hurd, the front four. We go back green. Pace car set to go into the pits as it passes that Sunoco race fuel sign. Into the pits it goes.
Green flag,
Green flag flies, 48 to go.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
The question that looms on our minds here tonight, will these guys get more than 2 green flag laps? Just as fast. As we get back to green, not even completing a lap, 32 of Mike Springer making his way back to the track. Caution count now up to 13. But I'm not sure. We got 46 to go. It's going to be tough. Trying to get some information here and see how much time we exactly have left. So it looks like Stephen Landry is going to get a wave around. Currently in the Lucky Dog spot, he'll rejoin the back of the pack. Chris Ostrander making his way off of pit road. Pace car out of 4. It's going to be 44 laps to go this time by. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Will they make a green flag lap? That is the question late in this race. 13 total cautions. Add on 7 to that 6. Out of the 108 completed. And about 12 lead changes here tonight. Into turn number 3, the pace car takes it. Set to go into the pits, this time by. There goes the pace car.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flags back to the gentlemen, we make it back around the green flag lap. Dalton Baldwin. Oh,
All right, man,
I spoke too soon. I believe somebody, scheduling manager for tonight, is possibly going to be in the boss's office come Monday. Decision to put this track on the schedule when these cars don't race here is nothing short of a mystery, and it shows here tonight. 14 total cautions in the 110, 111 completed. Again, folks, can't say enough that this is an atypical night of this racing league. These are generally very good drivers, minimal cautions. I think when it was all said and done last week in Michigan, I think they only had about 3 or 4 cautions in the 100 laps that they put down there. Coming up next week, the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series will make its way to the first road course of the season and in the chase round number 3. At this rate, Dalton Baldwin needing a victory will look to be out front currently. The way things are going, looks like he might pick up the victory here tonight. Coming into tonight's race was 1 point ahead of the 48 of Glenn Murphy Jr. Murphy Jr. had a great week last week, and consequently tonight, not looking so good. I believe he'll finish out in 20th position. Of course, Murphy Jr. had the win last week at Michigan. That was a back-to-back win. Dalton Baldwin had his last win of the series back on May 24th when we were at Charlotte. So as they cross that start-finish line, 36 to go. Should be back under the green with 34 remaining, pending the time that we have left in this session. should be off the pace car this time by as it works its way through the fourth turn. Chris Ostrander now up in the top 5. Nick Dykstra the third makes his way up there as well. John Joyce back and forth, and Philip Neese rounding out your top 5. 35 to go. The lights have come off that pace car. Into the fourth turn goes the pace car. Chris Ostrander to the outside of Dalton Baldwin.
Green flag.
Green flag flies. 34 to go. That on the Crank It Up cam. Again, Crank It Up cams brought to you by X9 Cameras. Ryan X9 doing an excellent job here tonight, providing us with a great camera package. You see that smoke, and that was from Ryan Cobb, the 51 UCF car. As you're probably going to see him down pit road when these guys pass by. Dalton Baldwin with 32 to go has a half a second lead over the 73 of Chris Ostrander. Nick Dykstra the third back in third position. Dylan Landry hanging on to fourth. We got a nice side-by-side battle back there with Philip Neese, Thomas Conheady, and Randy Arms. The battle for seventh position currently held by the number 7 of Conheady through turn number 4, and Randy Arms will go to the outside of the 38 of Philip Neese. Conheady to the inside of the 88 of Scott Brisk. Oh, and John Joyce is going to tag the wall through turn number 2. Oh, they are looking wobbly. Philip Neese hugging that yellow line. And here comes Lance Carpenter in that Pepsi machine. Oh my goodness, this is scary. There goes Lance Carpenter off the track. Talking about Pepsi. He wanted one bad, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to go through the grass to get one. Thomas Conheady around the outside of Ostrander. Ostrander got loose through turn number 2. We have some green flag racing, and there goes Scott Brisk. Just as I was about to get excited for the green flag racing, the Mountain Dew number 88 of Scott Brisk goes loose out of turn number 4. Well, tonight, 15 total cautions. I think that's going to set a Digital Forge Broadcasting Network record. So the caution flag comes out with 28 to go, and the number 4 of Dalton Baldwin still holding on to the race lead. Definitely needs to pick up a victory here tonight. Even if he does finish in the top 10, he's still ahead of Glenn Murphy Jr. Again tonight, separated by 1 point coming into this race. Michael Tan, the number 50 car, finishing 19th position. Actually 2 positions now ahead of Glenn Murphy Jr. Was back about 9 points behind Baldwin, 8 points behind Murphy Jr., so that's going to be interesting to see how that'll play out. Chris Ostrander moved up 2 positions last week to take over 4th in points. He's currently running 7th position at the moment. 10 points behind your series points leader. There, Michael Tant's going to get a wave around. Coming up tomorrow night, we're going to be on the iRacing Live portal. The Modified Madness Tour and Championship Racing Association League back in action. For their third race will be at Lanier. Some great racing took place last week in New Smyrna with the two Modifieds. And a very good battle in the lights, the SK Modifieds. Pole sitter last week, Christian Peterson ran away with it with the Tour mods. No one able to pass him from green to checkered. Benny Ellison had a hard-fought battle there in the lights. Jason Freeman doing an excellent job as well. Came down to a turn 4 battle for the win in the lights. Benny Ellison got loose. Thursday night we go road racing with the Precision Racing League at Silverstone. The Formula Renault 2.0 cars look like a Formula 1 car, just with less horsepower. We'll be debuting their intermediate series. And on Friday night, the Interleague Championship Racing Association is at Talladega in the Gen 6 cars. 4 leagues coming together in that series, folks. The KMA Loose Lug Nuts, TWC VM, and Max Velocity leagues. Battling it out in one series. It's been some great racing. Coming off of a great Xfinity race at Auto Club, they hop in the Gen 6 cars and go to the home of the big one. Sunday night, back with Precision Racing League for their Oval Truck Series will be at Daytona to kick off that series. Making a full circle Monday night, we will be with the the Short Track National Showdown Street Stock Series after we had a good race last night at Phoenix. And then we'll be back here next week. Broadcast the Sonoma race. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes.
Green flag, green flag.
We've got 23 laps to go. Under the green into turn number 1, the 86 of Dylan Landry is going to go up into the side of Dalton Baldwin. And wow, something that Dalton Baldwin did not need to have right there this late in the race. A lot of damage on that car. Landry backing it down to the apron. Go back and take a look at this incident. Looked like the 86 climbed the track, got tight through turn number 2. We'll have to see. Oh, he just got loose. So Dylan Landry, working that lower groove, got loose and is going to be turned, and in doing so, catches the back right quarter panel of Dalton Baldwin, and Baldwin's going to go spinning out. A lot of damage. Take a look at that. Looks like the engine possibly might have blown with all that smoke coming out of the front of that car. We hop on board with Dalton Baldwin. There's Dylan Landry to the inside, and here's where he gets loose right there. And that sound right there, folks, blown engine for the number 4. Now it is still drivable. It's not going to have the power to be able to continue racing like that. And with that, you see the smoke disappear on that 4 car. Now the engine has died for Dalton Baldwin. This is not good. He's not able to limp it back to the pits as he's going into turn number 4. Hopefully somebody will be kind to give this guy a push. If not, he's currently sitting in 12th position. He's going to fall back. Trying to limp it down pit road. Can he do it? Down pit road. Question is, will he have enough? It looks like he's got a nice little downward slope there. Or will somebody actually come in and push him down to his pit stall? We'll see here. Trying to make it the little race car that could, folks. Slowly but surely working his way down pit road. Florida driver had the race lead coming back to the green. It was a loose number 86 of Dylan Landry that got Baldwin up into the wall and consequently resulting in a blown engine. Impressively, this car is still rolling down pit road. He will have a fast repair if he's able to make it to his pit stall, but it looks like the car is starting to slow up. Not sure he's going to be able to get there. And it looks like it's about to come to a halt. Going to stop well shy of his pit stall right there by Shaquille Ray. Taking a look ahead of Dylan Landry's car. I don't see his pit stall just yet. And the car's still moving. How is this car still moving? And I think he's finally coming to a stop. Not quite. There it is. He comes to a stop. So he'll get towed to the remainder part of the pit road to a stall, minimizing the pit or the tow time. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, as you take a look up at the screen, time limit has been reached here tonight. And we're going to stop shy. Fireworks in the air. Celebratory excitement for the finish of this race. There they are off of turn 3. Fireworks shot off indeed, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is a first here tonight as well. Thomas Conheady and that Nationwide Chevrolet picks up his first victory. What a finish to this race. Heartbreaker for that Children's Dream Racer number 4 Toyota Camry of Dalton Baldwin. Randy Arms able to come in second position. and Nick Dykstra III rounds out your top 3. Very rare you ever see a race go to its full max limit. So we are going to move to driver interviews now. We're going to pick up with the driver of the 83 car, Nick Dykstra. Nick, finishing third here tonight at a heavy caution-fested Iowa race. Tell us a little bit about what you endured out there on the track tonight.
Well, the pace laps weren't very difficult to handle, but all the people crashing was. You just had to watch out and not run into people.
What started out as a chase round 2 became an endurance race, and it looked like as long as you stayed clean, you were going to finish up in the top 10, and you're able to do that. Next week we go road racing at Sonoma. What can we expect from the 83 car?
I'm not too good at the road courses, but I'm good at keeping it pointed in the right direction, so I should do all right. Probably a solid top 10, maybe top 5.
Well, sometimes that's all you need to do is point in the right direction. You finish out third here tonight. Congratulations on that. Is there any shout-outs you'd like to give?
No, not really.
All right. Appreciate your time. Congratulations again.
All right, take it easy.
Man, a few words. Always cracks me up. I get a chance to talk to this guy, and I always know that he's going to say he does not have a shout-out to give. Can you give a shout-out to yourself for the hard work of enduring this shy 150 laps? Moving on to our second place finisher here tonight. Randy Arms, the number 8 car, comes in second position. Randy, you got to be happy with where you finish at. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, I'll take a second. That was a pretty eventful race, I guess you could say. I was on my top once, so that made it exciting. But yeah, I'll take second.
Definitely a hard-fought battle tonight to be able to get through there, but you're able to do so. Is there any shout-outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish?
I just gotta, thank the guys back at the shop for the car. I guess I could thank the leaders for wrecking there at the end and giving me second place, but I'll take it.
Sometimes you capitalize on the incidents of others, but Randy Arms tonight, you finished second place. Congratulations.
Thanks, Dustin.
Moving on to tonight's winner. Neat thing talking about tonight's winner. Thomas Conheady joins me now. And I tell you what, Thomas, calling you the long shot as they would in a horse race. Somebody won $15,000 tonight betting on you winning out in Las Vegas. We got word of that up here in the booth. As well as somebody won another additional $10,000 with betting that this race was going to go over 15 total cautions. You take home the victory here tonight. You got to be quite surprised. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I sure didn't see myself in victory lane with the way that race was going, man. He's probably missed about 10 of those 15 cautions. Should have been done about 5 of those times, but man, somehow we were able to drive around them and bring it home.
And the celebratory fireworks off of turn number 3, and rightfully so. You're able to endure through all the craziness. Didn't drive the car too hard. You kept it where it needed to be, and you pan out victorious here tonight. Next week we go into road racing at Sonoma. So we go from a 2-mile track down to a short track, down to a road course. Tell us what we can expect from that 7 Nationwide car.
Well, road courses are not my cup of tea, so you'll probably see me as a back marker next week. But we'll hope to just get a top 10 finish out of it, run conservative, and try keeping it in one piece again. You never know what's going to happen.
All right. Is there any shout-out you'd like to give for your victory here at Iowa?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout-out to buddies over at Championship Racing Association for helping me with practice and just working on racecraft. I've got a couple guys over there that really helped me learn to avoid the wrecks.
Definitely came to your advantage tonight, for sure.
It sure did.
Go ahead.
I'd like to give a special shout-out for Jason Freeman, my wife, for supporting me. It's been a tough year for us, but things are starting to look up. And, man, that's all I got, Dustin. Thanks for the interview.
Speaking of Championship Racing Association, we'll be covering their Modified Madness Tour tomorrow night. So, but congratulations again, Thomas. Appreciate you. Appreciate the words, I guess I should say, and congratulations on your victory here at Iowa.
Thanks again, man. Have a good night.
There you have it, folks. Thomas Conheady coming away with a victory. Again, we talked about, of course, the prize money won is totally fictional. We just like to kick it up a notch here in the race booth in case anybody takes us too literal. But just some long shot figures that happened here tonight. Let's take a look at the final race statistics. In the bottom left, we were only able to get through the 134 out of the 150. Total tonight, I believe it was 17 cautions ending up, adding 7 to the number and 16 lead changes. The number 7 of Thomas Conheady comes away with the victory. Results on your screen. Randy Arms, Nick Dykstra, John Joyce, John Ollis through the top 5. Philip Neese, Vern Bradley, Scott Briss, Stephen Landry, Mike Springer through 10. Chris Ostrander, Lance Carpenter, Dalton Baldwin, Dylan Landry, Ryan Cobb, Shaquille Ray, Craig Embry, Cameron Hearn, Michael Tan, and Tim Sandlin through 20. Glenn Murphy Jr., Kevin Trzynski through 22. After the restart, missed Mike Johnson, Clay Dildine, Mason Rogers, and Scott Tucker as they got retired. Again, folks, next Tuesday night, we go road racing at Sonoma for the third round of the Chase in the Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series. You definitely want to tune in for that. Tomorrow night, the Modified Madness Tour with the CRA League is back in action at Lanier as the Modified Tour Modifieds and the SK Modifieds battle it out on the same track. That's going to do it for us here tonight. A long, long night for this broadcast, but I am Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in. Catch us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Digital Forge Broadcasting. But we will see you tomorrow night when we go short track racing with the Modifieds. Good night.
Oh boy, get ready for some noise. Gentlemen, start your engines.
AMSleague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSleague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSleague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSleague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSleague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.